What's up, guys? Welcome back to the The.Gear.Locker, and let's check out some stuff that goes boom. So today we're gonna take a look at 3 extremely cool custom hand-built builds that are weapons of the Vietnam War. And there's no other mastermind to do this other than Stripes Airsoft himself. So let's dive into each one of them.
Hi everyone, I'm Stripes Airsoft. I have been obsessed with airsoft grenade launchers and larger, heavier weapons just about since I realized that moss cart shells a little anemic. Been making it my obsession to change that. The first one I want to talk about is the first one I made, which is the China Lake pump action grenade launcher. So the China Lake, a little bit of background on it. It was made in extremely low numbers, primarily for the SEALs. Special forces groups did end up using them, but the SEALs primarily. They're about, sources differ, about 24 were manufactured. Some sources say about 50 receivers were manufactured, but not built out. This particular one is a aluminum CNC HPA airsoft grenade launcher. So pump action. So the real one is 3 in the tube, 1 in the chamber. This one, since it's only loading projectiles, it's not shell ejecting, is 12 in the tube, 1 in the chamber. So you can have a lot of fun with it. It's relatively light, it's all aluminum. I fell in love with the thing as soon as I figured out, or I heard about it for the first time, and I think it was Black Ops 1. But I just love the fact that this looks like something Elmer Fudd would come after Bugs Bunny with. So I don't know, I just love how cartoony it is.
What was the production process like?
So besides long and tedious, the biggest thing was figuring out how to fit the, because it's an air cannon inside of this. This is basically a potato gun with a whole bunch of extra stuff built around it. So inside of this is actually it's a modified sprinkler valve. So half of the design process was just trying to figure out how to fit a full unmodified or full sprinkler valve inside of this form factor. And the pump action, which as you can imagine was pretty intense engineering wise. I did hand carve the stock, and this was the first. There you go, China Lake. The next one we're going to talk about is the second one, the 79. Classic. If you've ever seen any sort of Vietnam War movie, you have seen this gun. It is a break action 40mm grenade launcher. It was originally, a little bit of background, it started off as part of Project Niblick, named after, of all things, a esoteric golf club. It started off wanting to be somewhere between a rifle grenade and a mortar. And so the reason it's called Project Niblick was they wanted to see how accurate they could launch a golf ball sized, well, in this case, a actual golf ball, but in place of a grenade with like a spring in a tube, and they were launching it through the Pentagon courtyard of all things to just see how accurate they could be. They felt it was pretty accurate, so they built this thing. Originally, they were gonna have like crazy, like three shot ones, semi-automatic ones, hanging off of another rifle and stuff like that. It's way too heavy. It's all part of Project Spew. And eventually they just settled on the reliable, trusted, just break action shotgun. A little bit of background about mine. This one is also HPA'd. It is a real M79 stock, real M79 forend. The barrel and many of the fiddly components are all King Arms, just either modified or used as is. The real thing, the heart of the 79, is my my custom machined steel receiver. This actually houses all the stuff that was in the China Lake, is just shoved just in here. You've got a air reservoir that sits inside of the stock, and then you've got a pilot valve, a piloted piston valve inside of here. So when you cock it, it pulls a slide valve back, lets air into the system. When you pull the trigger, the slide valve goes forward, it cuts off the air in and vents the air out, and thus shooting the shot. This thing shoots about 100 yards with homemade ammo. Same with the China Lake. And this one, actually, you can look down the barrel there, is actually rifled, so it's fairly accurate. But I prefer this to something like a tag round because you can make your own ammo and you can really go ham. So the last one I've got for you is the M2 4.2 inch chemical mortar, aka the goon gun. Started off, it was developed before World War II, originally meant to launch chemical weapons into the opposing trench. They're still thinking in terms of trench warfare. And then World War II kicked off, and somebody got the bright idea that you can fit a lot of high explosives into a 4.2 inch shell. And so these were then converted to shoot high explosive, and they saw service during World War II, Korea, and then later into Vietnam. This particular one is a whole mismatch of different materials. We've got some 3D printing, we've got some fiberglass, we got some steel, we got some aluminum. All of the parts on here are either machined or hand fabricated. So you've got your elevation traverse here. This is also HPA'd, if you can call it that. It runs off of a air compressor, because as you can imagine, the volumes involved. It is drop free, although in its current configuration, you do have to manually trigger each shot. I was able to get with a local museum that actually had one. So, and I was able to put calipers on that. So it's a fairly accurate replica in terms of dimensionality. We were using it out here at this event, and we were routinely hitting about 160, 180 feet, depending on the ammo. I want to improve that, but I was building this for this particular event, and ammo takes a long time to perfect. You've got your air compressor here. Runs to a line. There's a air tank here. There's a diaphragm valve in here. Once it's charged up, wait for the air compressor on, it runs about 150 psi. You're going to take off the cap. You're going to drop around down here, and then once you're ready to fire, squeeze this and out the clock.
If you want to know more about any of these devices, leave a comment below and we can do a more in-depth video of them. Regardless, check out Stripes Airsoft on Instagram, and thank you guys for checking out the video. Any closing thoughts? See you in the next one.
We shot all the ammo again, so unfortunately I can't show you that.